Alright, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And then good morning, ma'am. So let me introduce myself. My name is Riska, and then my ID numbers is A1233160. So now I will explain the material is syllable division and maximal onset principle, or MOP. So the first is, what is a syllable? So a syllable is a unit of sound in a word. It can be divided into three parts. The first part is onset, where the consonant S is before the vowel, and the second is nucleus, is the vowel sound, and the third is coda. So the consonant S is after the vowel. So next material is syllabification, involves breaking words into syllables based on specific rules. So the first rules is consonants between vowels, and then the second is single consonants, and the third is two vowels, and the fourth is consonants blends, and the last is double consonants. I think the conclusion from group 1 is syllabification depends on vowel sounds, not letters. And the second is affixes, usually from separate syllables when possible. And the third is long vowels, can end syllables, and then short vowels, it require a closing coda. And the last conclusion from group 1 is MOP, where maximizes the onset within phonetic constraints. So I think that's all from group 1. Next group 2. So in the second is material about the property of stress. In phonology, stress refers to the prominence given to a particular syllable or words in speech, typically through increased loudness, pitch, and duration. So the property of stress is divided into 4. So the first is namely cumulative property, and then demarcative property, and then rhythmic property, and the last is quantity property. For example, of cumulative property, stress in English sentence, he loves her. The verb love is the most stressed word in this sentence. Right? The next material from group 3 is about comparing the stress patterns of the I and English. So the stress patterns of the I, it's for example, penultimate syllable or suku kata kedua dari akhir, and the second is ultimate syllable or suku kata terakhir, and the last antepenultimate, suku kata sebelum penultimate. So the factors that can affect the placement of stress in English, the first is syntactic factors, and then the second is morphological factors. It's 3 elements. So the first is neutral suffixes, and then tonic suffixes, and post-tonic suffixes. So the last factors is phonological factors. So I think that's all from group 3. The next material is about predicting English word stress and the effect of suffixes on word stress. It's presented by group 4. The word stress in English refers to the syllables in a word that are pronounced with more stress or energy. So this is have 2 important words stress. The first is differentiate the meaning of words, and the second is improve the communication clarity. And then this is have 3 types of words stress. The first is tonic stress, and then contrastive stress, and the last is new information stress. So I think that's all from group 4. Alright, the next material is about assimilation in English and other languages. So assimilation in language refers to change sound in a word or sentence caused by influence of surrounding sounds. For example, the sound is d or in Indonesian there is telunjuk. So I will say in bahasa. Jadi dalam bahasa Indonesia itu telunjuk, dimana kata juknya itu disamakan dengan yang dalam bahasa Inggris tadi seperti kata jeh. Alright, the next material from group 6 is syllable-based process elimination and partition. So syllable sensitive phonological process, it's 2 elements. So the first is epenthesis. Epenthesis is the addition of a vowel sound within a word to facilitate pronunciation. And the second is vowel deletion. Vowel deletion refers to the phenomenon where a vowel sound is omitted in a pronunciation. And then in this material there is also a phonological process. The first is assimilation, and the second deletion, and the third insertion, and the last is metathesis. Alright, the last material is about phonology. It's by group 7. So the first, this material we talk about deletion, and then what is deletion? So deletion is a process where a segment separates from a word. For example, is syncope. So when we say chocolate, the pronoun is chocolate, and then family, the pronoun is family. And then the next material is about addition. So where to the process of adding extra sound to a word. For example, is idea, the pronoun is idier. And then the next material is metathesis. So is a phonological process where 2 or more segments. For example, is the word bird was originally pronounced as bread. So the last from group 7 is about reduplication. So reduplication is a process where a segment or a syllable is repeated. So I think that's all about the material about group 1 to 10. Thank you. We say wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.